Vossy, what'd you make of that?
It's good. I mean, every single time you come to these intra clubs, the first thing you want to get is clearly you want to see some brand. You want to be able to see some of the things you've been trying to work on over the pre-season, but you need a healthy list. So the fact that we've walked away fairly healthy, and we saw some of the things that we want to be able to put in place. So pretty good result.
What were they?
I thought we saw some quicker ball movement. I thought we certainly saw some more bounce off half back, which was really good. We are still probably working on the complete execution of it. So some tricky conditions out there at times, but generally the intent of the players was good, and we're looking to make a change in that area. And early signs was good off the first intra club.
And Bonner obviously was one of those guys that rebounded pretty well.
Yeah, and then I think even just going in personnel, being able to have Brogsy back there was good. He got a bit of touch, and quite incredible when you think that the last game he played was some time ago, and he's come out there and you sort of see the patterns that he's running, and just really reliable in what he's doing, and set up really well off half back. So some good signs from individuals.
And some of the kids, I thought Rosie's first half in particular was pretty explosive.
Well, he's not going to struggle with agility, that's for sure, and speed. He's got that. He's going to turn a few guys inside out from time to time. So that's what we like about him. They're bringing some real energy for us, and they're getting involved. And we're very early on in the career to expect a probably consistent footy over 4 quarters, and you're playing a lot of your footy forward. You're going to have patches where you're going to come in and out of the games, but when you do come in, you want to impact.
Todd Marshall looked great too. He looked like he's just bulked up a fraction, but just got to the right spots and looked really fit.
Well, Toddy I don't think he's actually missed a session since almost the first week. So he's had a really consistent pre-season. So the fact that we can get more games into him, we'll try and play him as much as we possibly can, because if we can sort of build those relationships with him and some of the other guys down there. You saw Paddy playing down there a little bit more forward. Scotty Lysett had a really strong game in the ruck. So if Scotty's going to be able to hold the ruck down a little bit, that does give us a little bit of a luxury to be able to play Paddy more forward.
Sammy Powell-Pepper looked good, particularly in the second half. You guys have been talking about how fit he is, and it looked like it sort of opened up for him in the second half.
Yeah, he looks good, doesn't he? He's even watching a run really late in the fourth quarter. You often sort of see how fit guys are by the way they finish out a game. He sort of run from one wing to the other wing, and got a short uncontested mark, but it was his intent and how much ground he covered. So that suggests he's in really good condition. Certainly every indicator that we've had from him this year has been that way, and it's been truly a true professional in the way he's gone about things, and he's looking good for a good season ahead.
And Brad Ebert playing as a forward, kicked 3 goals, applied forward pressure as well. Is that going to be his role for 2019?
Yeah, majority. He'll certainly have some time still through midfield, but enhance our flexibility through up forward or in through midfield. We'll ask a few guys to go through that area, and we're fortunate that over a period of time we've had guys who have been permanent midfielders who have played forward. Ebo's that player. I would expect to see Butters through there at different times. Rosie, obviously Ebo's another one, and of course there's another guy, Robbie Gray, that sort of goes okay as a midfielder as well. So that's where we feel like we can get some real good depth through our midfield this year by being able to flip those guys through there, and obviously you would have seen Watsy on the wing too, so just being able to add something different to him as well.
With obviously Ebert and Ryder, Marshall up forward, do you have enough in way of small forwards, Voss, at the moment in terms of locking that ball in the forward 50?
Oh, well, we think we do. Over the pre-season, that's been a really good emergence of some of the speed. I mean, again, they're only young players, but Rosie, Butters, Johnson, we've had some guys that we've added into the mix that have got some good speed. So, there's not just obviously the absolute physical pressure, but that's a referred pressure that you can give by getting at the ball. And all those guys that you highlighted, and we forget another older guy down there called Justin Westhoff, they know how to cover the ground. And if they can do that, then we can get pressure on the ball.
So is Westhoff going mostly forward this year? Obviously played a lot of wing last year, had a great season, but mostly forward, do you think, this year?
Yeah, I think he'll certainly will look at starting him there, whether he actually evolves. But let's face it, Westy plays everywhere, so he can do most things. But we'll certainly play forward, but that's not discounting the fact that if we need him on the wing, he can do it.
And Willem Drew did some good things today as well, I thought.
Well, again, he I know we're going a lot of individuals, but it was really good to see his pre-season because he's had such an interrupted 12 months. It's been a very frustrating period of time for him. everything we've seen in pre-season since he's been back fully playing in any match play that they've played, he's been one of our better players through the midfield. So didn't surprise today that he's had an impact again, because his training form suggests that he's going all right.
And it sounds like you're getting close to captaincy being sort of announced. Sounds like players have put their two bob worth in and pretty close.
Yeah, look, we've obviously gone through all the nomination process. We've spent a fair bit of time going over it all, and we're getting closer. Obviously, we're hoping in the next week or two that we can come up with something, come up with a decision. But we're still going through what that looks like, and we've obviously, it's a very important position for us, and there's some other influencing factors that we have to consider. And but we're pretty determined to make sure that we get the right leadership.
Why did you pick Ebo for the forward line role? Why him?
Well, I think if you look at, some personnel that we've lost, but also just more importantly, if you look at some of the characteristics he brings, he marks the ball overhead strongly. He, when the ball hits the deck, he covers the ground really, really well. It's not a fun place to play at times with forward line. You're asked to run up the field, run back down the field, chase and tackle, and try and kick a goal. You've got to be fit to do that now, and Ebo is certainly one of our fittest players.
Vossy, what do you make of Burton's game? It looked like at times he couldn't quite settle.
Well, he started in the midfield, so we've been, again, throwing some certain guys to have different looks, and we'll continue to do that. So, and then sort of probably played more across half-back. So, he's probably just getting to know the rest of the group too still. There's always a small period that you go through where you're just trying to get through things, but as we said, the most important thing that we actually get at the moment is we get a run under their belt under match conditions, and they come out healthy, and that's the fortunate thing that we've been able to get.
So no injuries whatsoever?
No, none to report of. So I'm pretty sure that we're pretty clear. So.
Was it just Butters that took a bit of a bump in that marking contest in the last quarter? I think he went back on the ground, but just might have been. You
might want to get used to that. He throws himself in pretty hard, but he's only a light frame too. But he hasn't quite worked that one out yet. So he's going to take a bit of a battering over time, but he'll build his body over time. But he's
you must love seeing that. That was
his intent to get after the ball, and I think the thing that impresses us most with him at the moment is. He just wants to get to the ball. He's got a really natural ability of being able to hunt the footy, and he just wants the ball in his hands all the time. So whether that means he puts himself in harm's way from time to time, is probably going to eventuate.
Bossy, I don't know if you've mentioned this, but Broadbent at times it looked like the old Broadbent, especially chiming in off halfback.
Yeah. He's been through an incredible journey, really, hasn't he? It's that's just a great story out of the day when you think about it, because he's such an important figure for us. He's so well liked in the locker room, and players love playing with him. So the fact he's been able to come back, we thought it'd probably take quite a while for him just to sort of find his feet again. But it goes to show when you've got a football ability and a bit of football nous, you throw yourself back in there, and he reads the game really well. So, no, that's one of the better stories out of today, that's for sure.